Hi, welcome to Beyond Books. My name is Christina Salvatore, the Communications Coordinator here at the library. And I'm so happy you're joining us for this episode because I have a special guest, Rebecca Steiner, Director of Programs from the Holocaust Memorial Center. Hi, Rebecca, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me today. And I'm so excited because we have a fabulous program coming up September 18th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. that you will be there for, and you're kind of leading the whole program. And it's a Holocaust program. And if you want, do you want to elaborate a little more on it?
Sure. This program centers around Anne Frank and Anne Frank's diary. Anne Frank's diary is, of course, the most widely read Holocaust memoir there is, period. It's also a great way to get kids introduced to the concept of the Holocaust, of World War II, and of, in general, anti-Semitism and some very negative themes. But it's a great way to introduce these in a positive way, in an age-appropriate way.
That's great, yeah. I mean, I remember reading the book when I was in 5th grade, and it just displays, the issues that her and her family faced every day, the courage they had, what they had to go through. So it's a book that everyone should read. And I know that night you'll be doing a lot of, an activity, you'll be doing a lot of things like that. Yeah. What will be the plan for the night?
Well, we have a couple things going on. We will have a Holocaust survivor here.
Okay.
And that survivor will present his or her story. And that portion of the program, we invite everyone to attend. It will be absolutely appropriate for kids, probably 3rd grade and up. And their parents are welcome to attend, other members of the community. The other part of the project is really designed for teens and tweens, and it is what we call the Anne Frank Door Project. So Anne Frank and the other people in hiding, there were 8 people, they were protected, they were isolated by a door that cut them off from the rest of the building. And that door had enormous symbolism for Anne and for the people who were in hiding. So we ask students to think about what their door would be. If you had a door, what would it look like? What would it open to? What would you see? What are your dreams?
Yeah. And I think you brought a couple to
Yes.
Share today.
Right. So this is actually a complete door.
Wow.
And it was painted by a student at camp.
Okay.
And so her door opens up to a picture of her, and the quote says, "Be happy, never give up."
I love that quote.
Absolutely. Another one of these doors, and this one is my favorite, this was painted by camp staff, actually. It opens to the quote, "See daylight where others see nothing."
Wow. Really inspirational.
Sure. And so there's freedom for the participants to create what door they see in their mind and what door calls to them. So they get a picture of themselves, and it is mounted behind the plexiglass. So really, when the door is complete, when the door is assembled onto the frame, they have their quote, they have their picture, and there's a hole drilled at the top. So they can hang it in their window.
Yeah.
They can display it for years to come.
Wow. And I think this is the perfect age for them to learn about this and read the book and see what this family went through and
Right.
what Anne Frank went through and just the courage they had.
Oakland County curriculum tends to encourage students to read the Diary of Anne Frank in 7th and 8th grade. And so it's a good preparation for those who have not yet read the diary, but it's
Yeah.
also a good reflection for those who have read the diary.
And they get a copy of the book when they complete the door, is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
So at the program, the door is painted. Obviously, paint takes a little while to dry. So what we do is we take the painted doors back to the museum and we assemble them. We put on the doorknob, we glue them onto the plexiglass, we put the pictures on. But the door and a packet, I'll call it a packet, is mailed to the student, the participant. And let me show you a little bit about what the packet is.
Okay.
So in addition to the door that they created, it contains the definitive edition of the Diary of Anne Frank. So this is the unedited Diary of Anne Frank. Anne's father did some significant revision when he first released the diary for publication.
Yeah.
So this is the one that has what her actual words were. It also contains this booklet called My Journal, inspired by Anne Frank. And what this does is it connects with the diary by asking students, write your name and then start to reflect on what these questions are. One of the questions is related, Anne named her diary Kitty. What would you name your journal and why would you call it that? And so students can write on the blank inside pages about what their thoughts are on their diary and why.
And it gives them an opportunity to express their feelings, which is great.
Right.
Writing.
And
What
just
better
to
way
get
through writing?
writing.
Yeah, just to start writing.
So the next piece is also for the student. This is what we call the Anne Frank curriculum. It's sometimes used in school, sometimes not, but this asks clarifying questions about the book. So here's a diagram of the annex where Anne and her family were in hiding. And the question is, can you imagine staying in such a space for so long? You know, how do you assimilate the lessons in the diary? The final piece of the packet is for parents. We know parents are very busy. Many of them are working. Many of them have full lives. And so this is a very small 8-page down and dirty booklet that helps parents ask questions and relate to their students' experience in reading without actually reading the diary.
Okay. Wow, so they got a lot of pamphlets and everything in that package. That's great.
Best thing, it's mailed home to the student. So kids love getting mail.
Yeah.
I looked forward
I did
to
too.
getting mail every day. It comes in a USPS flat rate box, but it's addressed to the participant.
Okay,
They
and they
get
get
to
the
open
door
it
and everything in there.
and
wow,
just
that's great.
explore that packet.
And like I said, what a better time at this age to learn about what they had to go through and the courage they had. So
Absolutely.
that's wonderful. What a great program. Looking forward to it. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, they can register on our website, novilibrary.org, or call the library. There's space available. So we're looking forward to having you guys on September 18th.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you then.
All right.
Thank you. You're watching Beyond Books.